Hello and welcome to my channel. This will be my intro for my Pandit palette for 2023. This is in collaboration with the Fantastic Ladies. As I did a Fantastic Ladies collab last year, I'm doing it this year as well. And we voted on a theme for this year's Pandit palette, and what won, I'm not sure what the prompt or the name for the project is. I will leave it down in the description box and in my title. I'm filming on my phone and that's the only place I can look it up, so unfortunately I don't really remember who came up with the name for it or came up with the theme and what the name is, but essentially it's your oldest or a really old palette in your collection. And as I said, I will keep getting information down in this description box because I just forgot. I've been a bit busy today, unfortunately. And for this palette, I chose my oldest palette, which I got in either December 2017 or January 2018 while I was living abroad. So I've had it with me for a long time, even after I moved back, and I can't really part with it because I really love the look of the palette. Not as much the shadows anymore because they're old. And this is my Colourpop My Little Pony palette. And I really love the artwork because these are the My Little Ponies that I grew up with. The way they look now, I don't really recognize because I'm born in the 90s or in 1990. So it's a bit of nostalgia for me, and also because this was in one of my first purchases from Colourpop. And it looks like this inside. It's a bit different from how it was originally. Nothing on these lower two shades are missing. These two are Franken shades, which included the shades on this bottom row because I didn't really like them and they didn't perform. So as for now, these two are empties, and if I feel like there's some kind of shade I'm missing to be able to do a complete look or something like that in this palette, I will pop some out from my other Colourpop palettes and add them to this one. So as of now, I only have one pan in this one, quite a big dip. And I have a small dip here, and this purple one also have a dip. I had to repress it multiple times because it's a bit crumbly, and I also dropped it 2 times, so I had to repress it. So hopefully that will be able to, I really want to use this one up. This one and the white here, I want to use up. All the others, I'm just happy if I hit pan. If something don't perform good, or if it irritates my eyes, I will declutter the shade and maybe roll in a new shade to put in this palette to hit pan on instead. So for my goal, because I didn't really do that well with my Panda palette last year, is to just hit pan and get as much use out of this palette as I can before I have to declutter the shades due to them being so old. I really like the color story. I love pinks. Oranges I didn't like before, but I like them now. However, I will do some frankening with this. This one is a bit too light for me to use as a lid setting shade, so I will franken this with a bit of that and put in one of the empty spots here. I won't use all of the shade, just a small piece of either of them to make a new shade, so I can use that up and then continue to do that if I feel like I need it. Because a lid setting shade is something I don't really have any to focus on at the moment, so I would love to have one in this palette. And because I didn't finish my last year's Pandit palette, I will also have this in the project, but as a companion palette. I won't really keep tallies on how many times I've used these shades anymore. I will more likely just use them naturally and see and try to use them up. I will keep some tallies, but I won't go through it in the project. And this is my Urban Decay Stoned Vibes palette. Looks like this. This is how much I have left. I will try to finish this because the texture has changed on the shimmers, and I really want to have an empty palette that I managed to empty by myself in my collection. So hopefully I will be able to finish this year. So far I have 3 empty pans, and I have pan on 5 shades. So it's 4 shades I don't have pan on yet, but I want to finish this year. So I will do a small update on this palette as well in this project, just to get it in somewhere to do updates. But the My Little Pony one is my main palette to work on. I've also been thinking about putting a face palette in this project, but I'm not sure if I can work on one face palette all year, because the shades I want to use are usually different because I'm so pale. So in the winter a lot of them don't really work other than blush, and in the summer I don't really know how tan I get, so I can't really foresee which palette will be good to use in the summer. But if it's something you might be interested in, I might consider putting one in this project as well, just for updates. That's everything for now, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. And as I said, the name and everything and who came up with the theme I will put in the description box below. And please check out the Fantastic Ladies. They're a really nice group. So, thank you again, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!